Oh.
Speaking of performance, hello. It is the day before the end of the year. I hope everyone is doing well. Welcome to the House of Sewing. I want to say hello, and hi to Rita. I want to say hello. Hi, so blessed by Jazz.
Hi. You're going to see a lot of me in there. Yeah. But
Judy,
yes, hi Rita. Hi
great to see
Judy.
you. Yay, hello. Yay, Katie, great to see you. Hello.
Hi, Katie.
Anyone else? Nikki B, great to see you. Welcome.
Hi, Nikki.
I'm going
Welcome
to
back.
turn on all my devices. It's going to take me a second. How are you doing today? How are you today, twin?
Doing good. My legs are still, I went hiking today. I had to get out of the house. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. So I had a lot of fun on my own. It was great. Solo act.
I left the house too, but should I sing Oops, I Did It Again? Yay! Hello, Joyce. Hello.
Wow, I gave you the teacher look, and I think I know what you're about to say. You missed it. Hi, Joyce. How are you doing?
Let me turn off the night. Do you know I watched the 1993 World Series because I'm stuck in the past. It's one of the greatest games of all time.
Why not?
Even the guys who play the game would be like, "Hey, Will, hey, come here. It's been 30-something years." Do you know, I counted on my fingers the other day. I'm like, oh, it's been almost 30-something years.
You do this. You count on. You have to use your toes too, you know, because you're over 10.
Well, I count in, I count in increments of 5s or 10s, you know.
You have to understand, I'm used to 10-year-olds, okay?
So I have, I'm going to make a cape. I'm going to go grab my cape in a minute. But first, do you know, I'm trying. Okay, so I do this every single year. I go crazy purchasing things on Amazon, and then I try to stop.
Okay.
And a patch arrived today that I forgot about.
Oh. How do you forget about things? Is it because it just takes so long to get to you, or you just order a lot?
If it takes longer than like 3 weeks, I will completely forget about it.
3 weeks?
Because it's probably coming from,
Indonesia. I don't know.
No, I picture it coming from like the North Pole.
Yeah, Santa, he forgot it when he was coming to your house.
I saw video songs turning 30. Now I feel.
I know.
Like how you'll ever stop your order. Great to see you, Kilroy.
Hey, Kilroy.
Great to see you. This is very true, but it's a cycle. I notice every single year, and I'm gonna wear this. Now you have the song stuck in your head.
Yes. You have to. Yes, that.
Oh my
like
God,
today.
We shouldn't like. And it's always I'm like having a moment, I'm having a moment, and I'm like, oh, that would look really cool. And it comes to my house, and I'm like, why did I order a Freebird patch? Why?
How many things do you have in your Amazon cart ready just to hit go?
I would never do that to myself. I buy on site. On site. Like, if I'm cruising, I'm buying everything in my cart.
Hi, Candace. How are you doing?
That's the exact reason I do not order online. I do not have patience to wait for anything. How's it going, Candace? Great to see you. You know what's funny, Rita? That was instant. When I got that patch, I was like, Because
It's playing.
whenever I walk in a room with my vest on, it's always a conversation piece. And so between Hotel California or Freebird, I end up singing the song anyways. All right. Since we are all gathered here today. It's the end of the year. I've purchased 49 sewing machines. And in the spirit of the House of Sewing, I had to buy number 50.
Oh, I was gonna say you bought 31 more so you can get to my number.
You're in the middle of nowhere. You gotta order everything that isn't basic.
Mm-hmm.
So there I was, minding my own business, and I got a phone call from somebody who and the funny thing is, when I give my phone number out, it's not because I'm hitting on you, it's because you work at a place where they have sewing machines. So I gave my phone number to this young, well, we're probably the same age, but she's worked at this thrift store for a while, and she's like, "Wait, I have a sewing machine for you." Kids, this is me on the telephone. This is me. So I did not necessarily wake up with the intentions of getting a sewing machine. It just kind of happened.
It was phoned in.
You spend more in gas going to a store than shipping and handling costs.
Mm.
In a weird way, it's like that here with traffic. Traffic has been so outrageous because people are coming or going. It's insane. First time I heard that song, I was in the U.S. Navy station in Middleton, Tennessee, back in 1982. That was 42 years ago.
Mm.
Now I have Freebird stuck in my head. All right, put these somewhere where they won't get disturbed for the moment. You know, I am at that point of collecting. I like this because I can do the cool thing of putting my leg over the chair. I'm at that point of where people call me when they have sewing machines. It's pretty sad.
When are we gonna see this said sewing machine?
Oh, I'm clearing the desk. I'm clearing. I wasn't ready to. Hey,
because sometimes you make us wait until the end. Hi Terry, how are you doing?
I'm doing it in reverse today because I'm really want to make that cape, and so even if I'm up a little bit longer because it's New Year's and I'm a free bird.
I want to see it on a vest the next time we're live together. Thank you.
I need to have a vest intervention. I tried to vest shame myself last time, but I have so many, I just don't feel like schlepping them around, even though they're all right there. I don't know why I love wearing denim. I love wearing denim. It's my thing. It's only the last time the freeways were clear was the minute before they opened. It's kind of true. That and during the pandemic, I was so proud of my people. LA people stayed home. It was weird. The freeways were so cleared. I'm fixing a subcutter era of a jelly roll. Hey, Mona. Hello.
Hi, Mona.
Great to see you. Great to see you. I loved your fashion show. Thank you, Terry. Thank you. I knew I had more footage because what my computer splits everything up in a really weird way. So I found basically what my honeysuckle looks like. I can tell what time of year it is. So if my honeysuckle's cut is January, and then I can see from there how much it's grown. Yay! If you won't even move them around, it's time to quit. But you know what? I have Freebird in my head, and I'm just riding. I need to get an America helmet. 2025, I have a whole list of things that I. Great to see you. Great to see you. Hello. Yay. All right. So My son was excited because it was right next to the Chinese food place. And he's like, where are you going? And I was like, I'm going to a thrift store. He's like, I'm interested. What's it next to? When he was a little kid, if I said I'm going to a thrift store, I'd turn around, he'd be in the car waiting for me.
He's like, I'm hungry. What's the closest place next to it? Yes.
We're going to have to get the FBI to raid your house and take all his coats and vests. Oh. They better bring an army. Hold on, let me do my best John Wayne. They better bring an army. Yay, hello, everybody. Hello. But this place does, like, I'm in love with this Chinese food place. Everybody, everybody has things to say, but I love a good hole-in-the-wall, middle-of-nowhere restaurant.
Is it oh, no, you don't have buffet Chinese.
We do. We really don't have buffets anymore in general. They're I don't know. They're just, they don't exist.
The only Chinese place I eat at, it's a buffet style. Just out for me. It's great. But.
Oh, it's a Kenmore. I'm kidding.
You didn't.
I'm kidding. I wanted that reaction. But
it's like sight unseen. Just put it in my car.
But I paid like a discount price for this. So if this thing doesn't work, I want you to do the wah 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 wah.
I feel like I should have music that I hit like I'm your little DJ over here.
Yay, hello everybody. Great to see everybody. This is so
true. Miss each other.
I love a good Chinese buffet with beat up. This is the exact description of the place I go to.
Mine too.
You can tell the signs are faded. Everything's like late 70s, early 80s architecture.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, I'm going to plug in the...
What? Rita got the drum roll going.
Oh, absolutely. Hold on, let me move this. Let me make sure. Okay, there's nothing inappropriate on my desk. Bam.
Absolutely, Kilroy. I agree with you 110%.
Do you know what's really funny? It's even like that in Las Vegas when I was kind of in the outskirts of the city. I went to this one Thai restaurant, which I go to all the time now. That's, of course, near a Goodwill. But it's kind of out in the middle of nowhere in Vegas, but it's on the outskirts. It was some of the best I've ever had in my entire life. Hands down, my entire life. So I think that's pretty much universal. Is it like that where you live?
Yeah. Yeah, most of the time.
It's gonna work. Have faith. Absolutely. I'm gonna plug it in because now this is the moment of truth.
Oh, Kilroy, you have 500 gallons of 3-in-1 oil. You don't need faith.
Oh, we're all still plugged in. Everything's.
You haven't electrocuted yourself. Okay, we're good.
Light works. I haven't said that in a long time, but I'm telling you, when you're refurbishing anything, when some of the electronics work, that's a good sign. I'm touching it. It's not shocking me. Do you know what's funny? You would laugh if you knew how many times I was electrocuted by sewing machines. Oh, do you hear that? I don't even think that thing needs to be oiled too much.
Oh, I don't get to do my wah, wah, wah.
That is the sound of perfection. Ah! Oh, let me do the WW. Ah!
Yeah, Monday Night Raw.
It doesn't. I miss going to buffets. They're all gone. They're all gone here.
It's just sad. That's absolutely sad.
You would laugh at me if you saw how much I paid to eat. How much I paid to go at the Paris and eat at their buffet, just because I missed going to buffet. I paid
I don't want to know.
Way more than this sewing machine.
Don't even do it. I like Thai too, Nikki. It's really good.
I'm obsessed with Thai food. You know, it's time for everybody to go to the sewing machine when It runs, but it does not sew. Then you realize for 30 minutes, a bobbin thread is empty. I did that when I was making masks. When I was making masks, it was the most mindless thing after a while because I was just boom, 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 just one after another, after another, after another.
Mm. Like I would even change the style of mask just so that I wouldn't get bored.
Oh, it.
You have no idea.
Oh, you want to talk about PTSD? That's me making masks. Oh,
Yes. Best
time food was in Phoenix, Arizona. City looking place, but awesome food. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Bobbin case needs oil. I have some right here. Should be. This year I'm using proper sewing machine oil.
Shocked face. Was there anything? I mean, did you never? Was there a time that you didn't? So you said this year?
I
haven't gone back to the old video, so you're going to have to give me some history.
A long time, a couple years ago, like 4 or 5 years ago, I inherited over 1,000 bottles of 3-in-1 oil. And people are like, ha, ha, ha. I'm not kidding you. I still have it. If I could get a tax break, I donated to my job. I'm like, here's another 300 bottles. If I could get a tax break, I would. I have so many 3-in-1 bottles of 3-in-1 oil. I should be on their racing team.
Hi, Ollie.
Hey, Alibaba. It is a Kenmore. It is a Kenmore. And it's printed. I'm going to add a little bit of more sewing machine oil when I figure out where it is. I've been doing a lot of rearranging in here. And because my computer isn't working. Oh, man. I'm going to get whiny for a minute. My 15-something-year-old Mac computer isn't working.
I gotta be serious when you say this. Go ahead, keep going.
We have no Chinese buffet. It's the same thing around here, Mona. It's crazy.
It's just highway robbery. No, you need that in your life.
I got
you be able to eat as much as you can.
I love Chinese food. I get so tired of making masks. I made quilted ones. That was making them for the first responders, pharmacy workers. They could not get any. Did you make the mask with the pleats? Yes, I made so many like that.
What size would you like?
Yeah. I was also making them because it was like a requirement at my job to wear them. Like, you know, I had to make them for many people. And at first it was a panic. People were like, we need 500 masks.
Absolutely. You're like, I got all this fabric. Yeah, we can do this. I ran into the problem where I couldn't find elastic. So I ended up having to, look like a surgeon mask. I had to have my own little straps I had.
Oh. Same thing happened here. I made the CDC emergency use masks. I saw the mask every time my grandpa napped. They look like the ones from MASH.
Yep.
There's a very big buffet near here. I was only in there one time. I think, a lot of the times I've had good memories with certain things. And so a lot of the times I attribute my good memories with these places. And I just always had a good time when I was going to a buffet. Or I was with people, just, people that I loved at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So it was, And let's be real. If you have a soft serve ice cream machine, I love you.
I need to make a cone for you someday. I have a really good swirl. I have perfected that from McDonald's.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And for the record, because I tested it even a couple of days ago, the ice cream machine works at the McDonald's by my house.
Oh, because it's wintertime. It always works in the wintertime.
I did both the ties and elastics. Mine had no pleats. The inside was made from bamboo cloth for breathing. No elastic. I used shoestring and worked perfect.
Shoestrings, I didn't even think about that. Look at
I
you.
do. I do
Yeah.
still have like from a. I can't remember if I got it in Vegas or if it was out here. I purchased this bag of this what I thought was blue material. It was hundreds of long fat baby blue shoelaces.
Mm.
Hundreds. I probably have close to 1,000.
And what do we need to make a project where you're weaving them in and out and do something with it.
I have spools somewhere. This year the great cleaning is coming. With my no buy, I have big plans. I have big plans with my no buy because this year, oh my gosh, starting tomorrow, I'm gonna stop buying fabric. Sounds better with the oil. Absolutely.
So tomorrow's gonna be your last day, or tomorrow is?
I'm locked in. I'm locked in.
Tomorrow. When you wake up tomorrow morning,
all the seals are turned. The airlocks are. Everything's closed. The ship's ready to go, man.
You're ready to submerge like a knife.
The USS Sewing Prize is ready to go.
Look at you. You even have a name for it. You're hilarious.
It is less clunky, Alibaba.
Aww.
I have a bunch of them left over. Think about it. Shoelaces come in amazing colors. Yeah. I have make a mask. When I'm saying hundreds, I'm probably understating how many I have. It's a fat bag. I think I purchased it in Las Vegas. I need to start documenting the thing where I get these things. But I'm always so excited when I purchase things. I'm like, yes, and I just take it home. I'm like a pirate. I am like a real life. I go swashbuckling in my black car with my funny hat on. Oh, make a mask quilt. You know what's so funny to me? And I'm not even saying this. I'm saying this more to be funny. Making masks now reminds me of how they used to make prisoners make license plates back in 1980s.
Back in the day. Mm-hmm.
I made way too many masks back in the day. I think that's what it is. Let me see here. William not buying any fabric after 1 week. He's gonna pull out his hair.
You see hair on its head.
I'm ready for the next apocalypse.
No, I'm thinking February. I think he can go all the way to February.
Oh, I like the workbench on wheels, Mona. I like that. I'm sitting. I need to rediscover myself. I'm gonna make one of those cheesy videos of like 2025 is the year of me rediscovering myself. Come on me with my journey. I hate it when people say that, but it's true because you are going on a journey. I have the N95 mask with breathers on them, but that is because I always worn masks from the H5. Mm. Yay. Hello. Great to see everybody. I'm excited for it. So should I make life is always a journey? Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
You never know where you're going.
Excited for tomorrow. Well, I hope everything goes well for you.
She's going on a 12-hour live tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hydrate, take breaks. Don't be scared to eat food.
When I was talking to her earlier, she said she was going to prep her own food. So she had food to eat and not have to worry about it so much.
I've done 6 or 7 hour streams a long time ago during the pandemic. I was on somebody else's channel for a long time. I'll see pretty fabric. Then all bets are off. See, I'm trying. I've recently started going to Walmart and I haven't purchased an oopsie at all.
Nikki, I'm really afraid of what they're going to come out with, like the designers for like Moda, like the big house designers, and go, I really want that fabric because I'm telling myself I'm not buying anything for a while. So
I have the
I'm
P99
breathing
mask
too.
for toxic substance. I knew that it was too large to prevent the bug. What Gilroy is saying is 100% correct. I'm telling you, hydrate. Tell everyone you love them 1,000 times. I have seen people who were friends for years stop talking over 4 or 5 hour streams. I fell into a community one time because I was really bored on like a holiday. I can't remember which one it was because I was alone and I was watching this stream. They had been streaming for 6 hours, and these two people all of a sudden just got in this screaming match. But really,
Note to
I always
self:
tell my
don't do
son
it.
this. Like sometimes you just need a sandwich. Sometimes you just need a sandwich. It would change your sit down, eat something, take
Give me a Snicker
moment.
bar. Get my sugar back up.
I need more than a Snicker bar. I need a sandwich and a
Oh,
cup of coffee.
definitely.
What time? I definitely
So
I will come by and say hello to.
she's doing it's 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. Eastern time.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
Starting tomorrow.
oh, tomorrow is
It's New Year's Eve. I don't know. Before we can get off, I can do some confetti or something.
Are you gonna be around tomorrow evening? I'm gonna. You know what? I'll be around tomorrow at like 11 o'clock West Coast time, or maybe 10:45 ish. I'm gonna go live with it. It's still 2024 in California stream.
I feel like I should bring like a New Year's Eve hat and like all the blow up stuff and everything. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, you can wear a
Like
Snuggie.
porn.
There's no
I don't have a Snuggie.
I've always wanted one.
I'm gonna go to Walmart and buy one tomorrow.
I'm only
I'm not gonna get a Snuggie.
108 backing.
Yes, and over. I'll wrap up in that quilt I made for Vlogmas.
This is really sorry, this is anticlimactic because it works. Let's sew something else. Oh, that's hilarious. Beautiful. I'm gonna let that sit for a minute.
So you said 11 o'clock your time? So it's like 2 o'clock my time.
I'm saying I'm if you're around.
Yeah.
It is it's a 158 Alibaba. It says 158. A good sandwich fixes a lot of things. I'm telling you, a lot of the times when I'm angry, I'm just kind of hypoglycemic and I need to sit down. And I need a hug and a sandwich. I have snacks, a steak to cook. Oh, that's awesome. Sweet sour chicken. Absolutely. For me, it's 3 to 3 a.m. But when I open up my museum, Alibaba, I'm going to have every era that they've ever made of a 158. And these are solid machines. When I open up my Kenmore, my used Kenmore sewing machine store, just watch the ball drop in Times Square and call it a night. That's at 9 o'clock at night, my time, though. I'm drinking coffee, doing push-ups at 9 o'clock. No, you have to sew something on. Now you have to sew something on it. Absolutely. I own quite a few of these. Ollie knows I own quite a few of these. But these were extremely reliable machines that were sold everywhere. Well, whoops. 12 hours. Anything is too long for me. Even when I would take long drives, even when I take long drives, I pull over, I'll take a nap, I'll go find a sandwich. I'm serious. When I used to drive to Oregon, I kind of miss that because I would pull over a bunch. Because I would tell myself, like, you're not going to get there right now. Mm-hmm. And speeding isn't going to help, you know. Because I live at the bottom of California, and when you drive to Oregon, you're driving through the entire, you know, basically participate East Coast time. It's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. It's not the same anymore, though. With the ball dropping in New York.
I haven't watched it drop in years.
This is a 158, 135. I love these. I absolutely love these machines for the reason of this thing just, I plugged it in and it's instantly working again. I'm going to clean it and move on. Push-ups. Yes, I do. Mainly for the reason that my son is getting buff. He's getting, like, he walks around like this. So the old man, I gotta be the old man that's bigger than everybody else. Except sleep. What do I would love a 12-hour night. I have not had a 12-hour night of sleep since I was a baby. I could sleep that long if I had time. I'm telling you, I take cat naps. And there's nothing wrong with me, even though I can't wink.
You did better, yes. Like, yesterday?
I was trying to destroy that wink. Manual calls it a Kenmore 13. Oh. Interesting. I have to throw it out of New York if you don't.
I understand, Terry. I understand.
When you were going to Oregon, there's a section between Central Oregon and Portland on the road that has a natural waterfall. You ever see that? Yes. And that's one thing I miss about Oregon. Oregonians don't know this. They are outdoorsy people. Maybe they do know this, and just the Californians are like, we're shut-ins. We live in the land of sunshine, and Californians never go outside. But in Oregon, they go outside. I saw the state of Oregon living there because people love showing it off.
I bet it's pretty.
I can't sleep either, Terry. I'm a real-life insomniac. I have it my whole life, so I totally understand. The falls are absolutely. That's one thing I miss about the Pacific Northwest in general, is how beautiful it is. But I'm the same guy who pulls over in the middle of the desert on that dark desert highway. Cool wind in my hair. One smell of bolitas rising up through the air. Didn't know you're getting a concert tonight, huh?
I didn't. It feels like I should have paid money for the back seat, the back row.
Welcome to Hotel California. Such a lovely place.
Oh, I need to take my cell phone out and just do my little light.
Oh, that bothers me. I don't know why that bothers me. People used to have lighters. We used to be able to walk into places with lighters. I don't know why that bothers me when I see people with cell phones at concerts.
People don't smoke like that anymore.
That is true. No, I'm a dinosaur. It's weird to me when I don't see people just chiefing. Oh, yay. Hello. Everything's always outside in Oregon. Just watch. He'll outgrow it and start eating anything. Oregon is so beautiful. I miss how beautiful it is. But anything past Sacramento, well, actually anything like Northern California basically is Southern Oregon. So I hate not being able to sleep. I've been like that my whole life. That was my sister's song. The only outdoorsy people around here are tourists. Those of us who live here know about all the things, and we won't eat you in the. How come I just hear the banana playing? I like my cigarette lighter. I lived in Oregon for 19 years. I lived there. It's really funny. I did a lot of traveling around when I was younger, and I didn't want to live in LA, but I didn't want to be landlocked. So I moved up north. At that point, I could have moved anywhere in America, and I was like, I'm going to move to Oregon.
You can still get to the beach.
Plenty of room at Hotel California. Such a lovely place. Such a lovely face. The furthest south in Canada is at the parallel to the first 15 miles of northern Cali. That freaks me out. What freaked me out is when I went to Vancouver and it was basically Washington, the same weather. I went to the Dollar Tree today and I wasn't impressed. Oh, I guess I did buy fabric on the last day. I bought this.
You bought a fat quarter? Green?
It's a square. It says Crafter's Square. It's 18 by 21.
Oh, that's so close. 18 by 22 is a fat quarter. So that's close. It's a fat quarter.
Oh, okay. I just like doing this. I'm gonna add this on something and forget I even had it.
We're just gonna slosh it around. Yeah.
But this was my token purchase because we went to the not so Dollar Tree and spent $40. And my son, and it's just my son saying, I want one of these, and I was like, all right, but I don't know, something bothers me about the Dollar Tree.
They all smell the same.
All of them. I lived in Central Oregon for years and moved to Arizona back in 2000. I've never had a desire to return. Lived in Oregon for like 16 years. Don't get me wrong, or the man, like anything else, it has its detractors, but that was more of me and less of the state of Oregon. Let me listen to this Shalamar today. I forgot how much I love Shalamar, Terry. I think people around me listened to it when I was, but they were popular around the time when I was thrust into this earth. The Lady of the Lake handed me to King Arthur and said, "You will be the king of the Britons." I was born in a lake. Back in Wyoming now for 12 years. Wyoming's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. You get by at the Dollar Tree? Absolutely. I found a disco mix. There's certain eras where, let me go get my cape, because I am just utterly and completely talking this evening. And now I have Shalamar in my head. Make that move.
Oh, me. Oh. A cape. So we're back on the tweed. Good times.
Oh. What color would you say that this is? Fuchsia?
Yeah. And that green with it?
That's not green, that's gray.
Gray? Well, sorry. I have nothing to compare it with.
I just like giving you a hard time.
You can. I'll allow you.
Oh man, I have so much.
I'm making a fuchsia cape with gray geometric shapes.
I'm outside the box. I am outside the box. It's 2025 somewhere in Antarctica. It is 2025.
Not yet.
I'm living in the future. My screen looks like Pepto Pink. I like it.
No, yeah.
I have a hard drive that I recorded music from our old vinyl. Absolutely. You know, one of the main reasons I got on YouTube in general is because I used to watch old MTV music videos exclusively. I traveled throughout my 30. I didn't have like cell phone internet access until my late 30s because I just really didn't care. And so I really didn't know what YouTube or anything had to offer. So I was just watching old MTV music videos all the time. And it was cool for me because it was a throwback, you know?
And then you found us.
I had no idea about how niche the internet was. Up until I got my first iPhone 4, I had a painting business. I was just busy all the time.
I understand.
And then when I had to take over businesses for other people is when I had more time on my hands. And then I turned into this. I should have known it was over. I loved my paint gun. I remember one time I was watching a YouTube video and I was like, I wonder if I can paint with my phone. So I rigged this whole thing where I put plastic on my phone and shoved it in my pocket, then put plastic over that. So I was listening to my phone while I was on my paint gun. I should have known that was the beginning of the end.
I do that all the time. Every time I'm working.
The funny thing is, though, I met the YouTuber that I was listening to, and we didn't like each other. I actually met that person, and she was obnoxious. Throw up that machine and use it. I'm going to. I truly think I'm going to for the because the only thing I have to use this for really is the collar, because I serge most of the pieces. It's overheating. That is another rule of mine when it comes to sewing machines. Is it smoking? I have the original unlocked iPhone that I bought directly from Macintosh, paid massive for it. Still works to this day. Most of their equipment will run until it's obsolete. Most Apple equipment. I'm sitting in a room. I should have I'm literally sitting in an Apple museum. The computer I'm crying over right now is probably 15 years, if not older. Probably 16 or 17 years old. I didn't have a cell phone until my late 30s, and my husband refused to have a cell phone. I feel like I had a lot more life experiences until I did that. Like, I met Williams Fabric, looked Pepto Pink on my laptop. I like that. I'll take that.
I knew it was pink. Mm-hmm.
I'm not scared. Hold on, let me put my hand. I'm not scared to wear pink.
What man should be scared to wear pink? It's a color.
Insecure.
Insecure men. To me, it looks more like raspberry.
I thought you.
But that's just me.
Oh, now I'm craving raspberry ice cream.
Oh, raspberry ice cream. That would be nice. Or gelato.
I never really got into that.
I stick away from dairy as much as I can.
I'm one of those people. I'm not supposed to be eating dairy at all, and I'm an ice cream hound. It's not good for any asthmatics or anything.
So Terry's son was 6'4", and he wears pink. So there you go. There's another one. And then Ollie said he has only had raspberry gelato. It's good. It's delicious. And Nikki says, my son wears pink and looks great.
Absolutely. See? Absolutely.
Rita says, oh, come on, William, come to Oregon. What no huckleberry ice cream?
Absolutely. With no huckle. I know we had this conversation, but I've been to the Tillamook plant. That's what got me obsessed with ice cream with real things inside of it.
That's good.
I have a nice pink dress shirt. I do too. I actually have all kinds. I need to step it up though. I need to buy some new dress shirts because my size has increased.
You have a new suit you need to make, even though he has his own suit.
Oh, I do have I like the idea of a blood red. I bought a red jacket in Vegas my first time because I had to buy like a shirt, a cliche jacket. And I bought it extremely humongous. And 6 months later, I magically fit in it.
I love raspberries too. I grow blackberries at my house. I need to get some raspberry plants. I got one. I bought some plants a couple years ago, and they're supposed to be thornless, but they ended up having thorns on them, so I had to get rid of them. I can't be having little kids around trying to pick raspberries.
Oh my god. Country Creamery Association in the tiny town where I lived, their population was only, I'm telling you, we probably came across each other while I was there. I walked into the bowling alley and shut that place down. I'm going to mute myself real quick.
Yeah.
I feel like I should give a disclaimer for my speedy sewing.
Just put the pedal to the metal and go. You had black raspberries, but they didn't make it. Yeah, sometimes they're not as hardy as we would like, especially when you live as north as you do. I understand that. Thinking about this whole country creamery, there's a dairy farm probably about an hour north of me, and they sell raw milk and everything like that. But they have their own creamery and their own ice cream, and it's really delicious. Really delicious. Back in the day when I could eat it, I remember. Oh, the birds took most of your raspberries. I'm so sorry about that. Yeah, I know they never think about us. They always think about themselves.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Katie, I'm obsessed with grape jelly.
Concord grape jelly? You can shake your head, but yes. Concord grape jelly? Yes. Well, Katie, I might have to bring you some. I don't know. Oh, I wonder why you can't get it. They just don't want to ship it and pay the tariffs on it and all that good stuff. I see. Katie asked William to usually stand up to sew all the time. She's curious. She wants to buy a sewing table that can go up and down and that she can stand and sew at times.
It's one of those weird things where surging, I like standing up. I'm used to sewing because I learned at a table 100 years ago, but I kind of prefer sewing and standing up.
Hmm.
When I rearrange this room this year, I'm probably going to add a stand-up station with a
Like,
sewing
that's
machine.
inspiration to me. Like, I'm thinking, because I'm sick of sitting down, but I like a table that can move up and down. I'm with you guys on that.
It's weird. And it's not even anything I thought about until it just depends. And I make huge things. I have long arms, and like most sewing tables, except for like the ones I purchased recently, they're
Mhm.
made for people shorter than me. So I'm hitting my knees. I feel confined.
Yeah,
It's weird.
I understand that. Yeah, they're made for 5 foot people, not 5'9" like you.
I am average height around the world.
Around the world. Let's see here. Oh, Rita said that she doesn't care for jelly but loves preserves. Girl, I make so much jelly every single year, or preserves. There's really not jelly. You name it, I probably have it in my pantry right now. Katie says apparently there's no such thing as grape jelly on the other side of the pond. Interesting. It's probably elderberry. That's probably the closest thing that because I believe, still sell elderberry over there. So that's probably the closest thing you can get to it. Nikki says that let's see, we have a Central Dairy in Jefferson, Missouri, City, Missouri. And it's amazing. They have raspberry sherbet. Oh, I bet it's really good. Alibaba says there's some sewing cords that can't stand up. Oh, it's true. When you have a stand-up table, some cords might not reach. Absolutely. Um, I agree with you, Rita. It is not very hard to make grape jelly. Yeah, as long as you have gelatin and things, you should be fine. But yeah, you probably prefer the Concord grapes. Absolutely.
Now I am like I have grape jelly in my fridge right now. I'm gonna go
I think you
crazy.
should go make us English muffins and put butter and grape jelly on it. I'll
I
take
have
one.
English muffins. I have Eggos.
Eggos was,
Did
well, I
you
guess,
ever
yeah.
did you ever eat Eggos as a kid?
Nope. We made our own waffles. My mom said it was a waste of money.
You weren't like I was. We were always on the go, and so that was like the one indulgence. I still eat Eggos to this very day. To this very.
What about strudels? Strudels? Am I saying that right? And you put the.
You think I'm joking? People think I'm joking when I say this. I have never had a Pop-Tart before in my life, ever.
You're not missing much unless you heat it up.
And I am the sugar guy. Even my son was like shocked when I said,
Has he eaten a Pop-Tart?
yeah, he has. You know,
I'm like, don't deny me.
My parents were really weird. So, like, if they were against something, it was like a quadruple no. If it's sugar, I'm like, go ahead. You know, you'll learn the lesson. You have a good dentist. You brush your teeth. You'll be fine. But my parents were, you know, they were literally 2 or 3 generations removed from me. So they were way, like 4 generations. They were way different.
I'm surprised that they weren't in that generation with like the TV dinners at one time.
My grandmother was obsessed with 1950s, 60s, and 70s culture. My grandmother she had the trays.
Yes.
My grandparents would sit in front of their TV with their trays. They were obsessed with that culture. I'm getting hungry too, Mona.
I know. We need to get off the food chain.
I like talking about food though. Food
good.
is so universal. And how come this is the weirdest thing. How come we always end up talking about pancakes? Or waffles?
Because you just brought it up.
No, but we always do. Like it is the strangest thing.
I made 2 types of soup today. I made duck soup. Like I had my rest of my duck, so I used bone broth from the duck and then put a bunch of vegetables in it and the rest of the meat. That was good.
Oh, that sounds so
good. And then I made like a tomato-based vegetable soup with a little bit of hamburger meat in it. Yes.
This is the food.
And then after that, my kids requested macaroni and cheese. And then Emma requested, this is your favorite part, Hamburger Helper. So I made my homemade Hamburger Helper for her.
My mom tried. My mom tried. Like, called my mom and I was like, he's eating Hamburger Helper. Yeah. Have I failed as a parent? And she's like, I'm coming over. And she was like, you like beef stroganoff? She's like, I can make it for you in 2 seconds without all of it. She's like trying to show him like, here, these are noodles. These are different types. Like, and he's like, no, I want Hamburger Helper. My youngest daughter, when she was a kid, was highly allergic to sugars, so we could not have sweets unless it was natural, such as raw honey.
I love raw honey.
Me too.
Honey's good.
I like talking about food too. Absolutely.
Who doesn't?
Do you know what's funny? I have been in contentious situations, and I'm not kidding you. Take those people out to eat. Have everybody go like to sit down in a place where everyone gets full. All of a sudden, nobody's angry. This is the Food Network. Food makes the world go around. Absolutely. Whenever I travel, I look for exotic things or like cheesy things like Peggy Sue's Diner. I love a 1950s themed diner. Are you kidding? And you know what they're serving: bacon, eggs, pancakes, milkshake
burgers.
Yes.
like the real French fries, like with the skin still on them. Oh, absolutely. Makes me want to have cheese fries right now with bacon all over them. Yes, I'm done.
And I'm not against Hamburger Helper in any way, shape, or form. But it's just something I've never had. My son eats it, so I support Like, I'm not one of those. I don't know. I'm not a suppressive. I'm not here to suppress him. If he wants to try it, he'll either love it or hate it.
Yeah.
I was thinking, Mom, in the
I made
90s, we had Hamburger Helper all the time. Like I said, I don't think there's anything wrong with it at all. I grew up on farm food. So I grew up on stuff we pulled out of the ground.
Yeah. We always made everything.
I didn't see lettuce. Like, when we went to the store, we never purchased lettuce, zucchini, carrots, any of that stuff. Because we grew it at the house. I haven't purchased a potato in years.
You just got in your backyard.
I love the fact that and you know what? The whole potato thing started on, let's see what happens. Here it is 4 years later. I have endless potatoes. I'm obsessed with breakfast for dinner, Katie. I'm obsessed with it. I think I may be the only person on the planet that cannot cook something that comes in a box. No, Rita, I love boxed rice, like raw rice pilaf. My son has to make it. I don't know how to make it. I know how to make old school rice. The stuff on the skillet, I always end up burning. So I'm right there with you. I can't. There's certain box food I can't cook.
Oh, it's like that box. It's like there's not enough water or not enough liquid that they ask you. So I always overdo it and then just cook it down a little bit more. Absolutely. If I have to use it.
No judgment whatsoever. I can't touch that stuff now. We ate so much. Nikki, I took almost a 10-year hiatus from Cheez-Its, Oreos, and Chips Ahoy cookies. Because my son was like, oh, I like this. And I'm like, I like them too. And I would just obsessively sit there and eat a whole box. It got bad.
Now, the only thing I make out of a box now is brownies. Sometimes.
Oh, you had
not very often.
The clock's talking, the couch is spinning. I love brownies.
But I'll make a double batch and put it still in the one pan. And so I get really thick, just gooey brownies.
Do you know, I think my recent my recent gain in weight class started with my obsession with triple chocolate brownie mix.
Yes.
I found some in my pantry. I made it and I'm like, I must go to the store and buy more.
Are you a edge or middle person? Corner person?
Okay.
Or everything's equal?
So for breakfast, I like the crunchy outside part. And then in the middle of the day, I don't mess around when it comes to brownie. I'll eat a brownie for breakfast. I'll eat one and I'm like, oh, this is breakfast.
That's sugar.
There's one time, I am famous at my job. I pulled up with half a pound of brownies. It was even worse with the cornbread. It was even worse. Because I'm weird. Like I like the cooked part and I like all of it. The soft part, the cooked part. And you think I'm playing about the breakfast part too. I like the corners for breakfast.
I mean, we eat donuts for breakfast. So what's the difference between a donut and a brownie, right?
That's my rash. You know, in my head, I'm like, it's all a giant sugar rush.
Give me a Boston cream and I'm done.
You would laugh at me if you saw how many glazed donuts I eat. When I go to the, you would be like, sir, put those glazed donuts down.
You go to Krispy Kreme?
I go to more mom and pops. They make them. Like, you know, I go to work literally before the rooster crows. So they're making them as I'm walking in.
Yeah, I have to go to Sandra's down. It's south of me, but that donut shop's amazing. Amazing.
You know, Katie's reminding me, as a kid, I grew up with only homemade cookies. And look at me now. I obsessively eat store-bought. But I only grew up. I really don't even like chocolate chip because my mom wouldn't make the best because I'm biased. You know what I'm saying? And so as an adult, I really don't even eat chocolate chip unless they're like big and gooey and chewy, like with
I like making the really
My mom would get a
Yeah.
chocolate bar and chop it up and put it in there.
Amazing. Go mom.
It was good stuff. Different
Oatmeal
time.
raisin.
Obsessed.
I could devour some right now. And then pay for it later. Just being comatose with the sugar.
You know what, Rita, I've learned over the years, cooking is something that I did not fall into. It's because I had to do it out of a necessity. Because one day I turned around and there was this 2-year-old boy. And it was just him and I in the house. And I was like, oh no, I have to cook breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Oh, I make cakes from scratch. Oh, middle person, corners all the way. We'll just get a recipe for cookies and things. That's not a bad idea because my mom would make them from scratch. Like the only thing that she would ever add is if you wanted her to add something in there. Like I would get fancy with I want M&Ms or something,
I've only made cookies from scratch. There's no other way.
You guys are going to make fun of me, and people always do when I say this. My grandmother used to make these bran muffins that were amazing. My family called them colon blow cookies. I loved those things, and they're just mean. They're just mean people, mean-spirited people. My grandma would put raisins. She would shave carrots and put them in there. They were I don't know. I think it's because I just loved my grandmother, and she was an excellent cook. I don't know what she put in those cookies. They were the greatest thing ever. Greatest thing ever. My kids were not fed store-bought cookies. They ate homemade oatmeal raisin cookies. I miss those things. My mom made bread muffins too. Thank you. Bread was so bomb back in I know someone's going to cut this and be like, my so-called life is crazy. I was obsessed with bran cookies as a kid.
They're good.
They were so good. But, they didn't sell the I don't think they sold the frosting cookies. Like, they were more seasonal when I was a kid.
Oh, they need to go back to it.
I remember walking in her house, and she always had a plate of those cookies. That and those weird chalky candies with the green stuff inside. I can't remember what it was. But she had this weird chalk. My grandma was born in 1919. She lived through the Depression, World War II. I can't remember. I want to remember what they were. They were these weird chalky candies with the green mint thing in the middle.
I don't know.
I grew up around old timey. We pulled in on the wagon train on the grandma's house.
What about no bake cookies?
See, so Terry knows. Oh no, not those candies.
Those are French mints.
Upset. They'd remind me of my grandmother's house. I have the tin in my on the mantle in my living room. That was her candy tin. I still have it. Mine has M&Ms in it. Sort of like dried toothpaste. That's exactly what those were. I like no bake jazz.
They're good. My grandma called them preacher cookies because they were you could just make them so fast when he used to come around.
Preacher cookies.
Yeah.
William, that almost sounds like rock candy. My grandparents and my parents were obsessed with saltwater taffy, black licorice. I do not like old time candy. Those weird so I have weird memories as a kid of being like, all right, this is edible. And I'd eat it and be like, all right, I don't like it. My daughter almost choked to death from hard candies. My mom left them on the coffee table. You have to be careful with stuff like that.
Absolutely.
I like rock candy. It's so weird. There's certain things I like and other things when I was a kid, man, I'm aging myself. In 1990, they put in a mall in my neighborhood, and it was huge because we finally had a mall, and they had a place called Sweet Factory. So it ruined me towards old school candy because it was all the sugary stuff we eat to this very day. I was super, absolutely. I rarely talk about this, but I've had to give my son the Heimlich 5 different times.
Oh,
if I'm having a bad day, I remind him all the time, I saved your life. Hey, Skids, how's it going?
hello, hello.
That's why it's important to get your CPR training up. I've told you the story about the Russian woman in downtown. I've given the Heimlich a few times.
Just a couple.
In front of my son's school. Everybody thought I was such a hero, but I'm like, dude, we should all have this training. It shouldn't be like, only people who work in my field know CPR. Is CPR a requirement at your job?
It is not, but I am CPR trained. I'm in every building. They try to have at least 3 people, and I'm one of those 3. And I'm trained with diabetics too.
Oh, Skids, if you're around tomorrow night, I'll send you the link. I'm going to do the 3rd annual. It's still 2024 in California. And it really is the 3rd year of me doing this. Wow.
Congratulations.
Yes, I have CPR. Yes, I was CPR trained. Good thing I was.
They'll put a dummy in the middle of a hallway and yell and say code red, and whoever's trained needs to come out. Just leave their class and go.
Wow.
Yeah. While the nurse is sitting there with a clipboard watching everything that we do. But we had a teacher go down one time. So they take it very seriously.
Code red. Absolutely. I didn't realize it's such a surreal experience. There was a woman who needed CPR when my son was in kindergarten, and I administered CPR, and I turned around. People were literally running around in circles on their cell phone. Like they legitimately did not know what to do. I felt like I was in a Renaissance painting. Like, those Renaissance where there's just busy painting. There's some guy selling hot dogs. Another guy's town crier. I know that's not Renaissance, but I'm just saying. It was surreal. We did that. And we did have a teacher go down. She didn't make it. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. I was ACLS and PALS certified. Our CPR dummy is all fancy and digital. My son asked me he asked me, he's like, hey, I want to get this wrestling robot. It's only like 10 grand. And he got the speech of, do you know what I can do with 10 grand? Because sometimes I don't think he knows, like, the, kids don't realize
what is it? Yeah. Oh.
Or how did we get that 10,000? Because it wasn't from just sitting around.
Absolutely.
Oh, I got a shock when EMT showed up, and when I felt the officers there said that he had to wait for EMT as he was not CPR trained. I was completely shocked.
No.
What are you doing? See, I would have been like, what are you doing here then? Get out of here. Out.
Move.
As someone who's had a chronic illness their whole life, when I'm not feeling well, I'm going to say some George Carlin. I'm going to say some awful stuff. I'm going to be like, get out of my way. Why are you here then? Why are you here?
There's one right outside my classroom too. Terry.
We call the dummies Annie and Andy. This is exactly what I asked. I'm really quick with the why are you here then?
Yeah. How did you get certified to be an EMT? Like, that's my question.
Are we
that desperate?
That one year, I even to become a lifeguard here, like you have to have CPR to do anything here. At least where I live. My job, we get certified. We have to get a new card every year. So we have to take a class and pass it every year.
Yeah, I think I was 13 when I had my first class because we had to, in order for me to start babysitting, because I wanted to start making some cash for little things, I went and was CPR trained so that I could, yeah, put that on my little resume. But oh my word,
To be CPR trained to babysit?
I wanted to be so that, yeah.
I was doing some underground babysitting because I wasn't CPR trained. People just liked me. Oh, I hate it.
Oh, he'll watch my kid for a couple hours. Here you go. Throw him at William.
Well, it was one of those old school things of like everybody knew my family, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I only babysat really like my cousins and maybe some other family members, friends, and stuff like that. But it really wasn't the job for me.
One of the kids I babysat as a doctor. I feel like I was a part of that. It takes a village.
It does.
Oh man, it took me a second to realize. I'm like, why does this have a giant hook on it? Because this is part of my cape. Welcome to cape making, William 101.
You can do it. It's not even that loud. I didn't know if you knew that.
I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. I taught her how to CPR on herself. Absolutely. I was a troublesome kid, so I was able to babysit troublesome kids. I think that's another thing. They knew that no one was going to pull any riffraff on me. I was raised by administrators, so I have that inside of me of the like, what are you doing? Where are you going? Why? I just naturally have that. Like I'm an inquisitive person.
I'm going to ask you 15 million questions before you even do it. Absolutely.
When I hear my son talking to people and he's like, even right now, I heard him talking to somebody and he's like, yeah, my dad really doesn't let me go on Omegle. And I'm like, that's called parenting, son. That's called parenting. I think it's, they have finally invented something that's beyond where I'm showing my age. This one particular website, I don't like it. I think it's people needlessly judging each other and pointless. So I told my son, you're not allowed to go on it. And it is so... Not a fan. I'm not a fan. Yeah, people have forgotten how to parent. I always tell people, like, I only look cool when it comes to things like that. Like, especially because the cousins and stuff will come to me and ask me questions. And I'm like, did you ask your parents? Did you, like, I only look like the cool guy. But you know what, though? There are certain things in life and certain directions and certain things I learned that stayed with me for the rest of my life. So all you can do, as parents, we're facilitators. We're not owners. We're not, we feel like landlords, but we're just facilitators. It's true. I feel like the taxi guy and the landlord. So I just try to teach them all the lessons I can while I'm around. Is they have forgotten, or is it that society has dictated parenting? That's a good question. I'm hard-headed though. I'm one of those people. If it's not, you can't necessarily just tell me something and I'm going to follow along. So depending on what it is, I'm not necessarily going to go with everybody else. But I'm a rebel, Dottie. Like P.B. Herman said in his first movie, I'm a rebel, Dottie. All right, let's string this machine up. Let's get the bobbin going and see what happens. Before this night's over, we'll at least see how this machine fires.
Yay.
We'll see how threaded this bobbin is. This thing looks like it's going to run out soon.
We'll have a good game of Bob and Chicken.
What's that?
I said I love a good game of like Bob and Chicken.
Oh, I thought you said something else. I needed my hearing aids in. Kidding, I don't have hearing aids. I'm not.
So we're putting that on a list of things to get checked for.
I'm okay. My kids came out mostly okay despite the bad upbringing I had. Raising kids as a broken person is hard. Hard course. You try. I feel the same way and try hard to stop those cycles. I feel the same way with a lot of things. And honestly, when it comes to troubleshooting, I'm far more of a let's assess the situation. You know what's really funny? I don't freak out until after. Like something big will happen and I don't freak out. I'll like walk away and freak out. But I won't let everyone see the panic, the utter and complete panic inside.
I've only done that once where I totally freaked out in front of my kids. And then I learned that lesson.
Well, there are certain.
It was a major though. I mean, we were talking about major.
Oh, let's see.
Yeah.
Oh wow, is it going in? Perfect.
Did you ever get that other machine threaded?
The Martha?
No, the one that you had on your last stream. No, no.
It's sitting right here. The JC Penney.
Okay. Yeah.
JC Penney is sitting right here. I keep growing up today almost seems as though they're being raised by technology. As a parent, you are the guard between that, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not easy. Right now my kid's on his thing, but I like the socializing aspect.
Yeah, both of my kids are playing on their games right now. I can hear them. They're playing with their friends and things. But we have, during the school night, everything gets locked down. And we have an app where we can just shut off their computers. And so they won't have access to anything. And phones.
I got adults freak out I got adults to freak out my entire childhood. Full snap. That's one of the reasons I don't react. I don't want my kid to have that like panic every time something bad happens. I always tell them like we can freak out later. Let's figure the problem out first. I think what they go through as a kid helps us grow up as an adult. Absolutely.
I agree.
That's why y'all hear me all the time talking about how it's special. Treats me like a human being, should be treated absolutely with love, kindness, patience, and understanding, which is what love is. Absolutely.
That's wonderful. I'm glad that Nikolai does that for you.
That is absolutely. My daughter has an app to my granddaughter's devices. So you're pro shutting down your kids' devices
at a certain time. Yeah, Emma gets shut down. The youngest gets shut down at 9:30, and the oldest at 10:30.
Do you do you go through and see who they're talking to and stuff?
My husband's Ken. Does he? No.
Every once in a while I'll peek, but he's not giving away state secrets or telling people where he lives, so I'm okay.
Yeah. And they're pretty much in front of us the whole time that they're on their phones anyway. Or computers.
Yep, there's a tier on it. kids and hubbies, or did I just type that? I do too, but it's like it's a weird invasion of privacy. I don't know. I'm so like advocate. I'm such an advocate. I am not the prosecutor. I am the advocate. And so like my kid's not doing anything wrong. So I'll check and I'm like, oh, I'm up in his business. And if it's not anything crazy, then I feel like it's not my business.
Well, I just want to know what apps that they're on. Like, that's the only thing that I ask. I don't want to read anything that they're talking with their friends about, because that's just tea. That's what we call it.
Hey, Lone, great to see you. Great to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
But I want to shut it down so that they sleep.
That's different. I feel weird prying into like I said, he's not doing anything crazy, so I don't like timer on her phone or tablet.
Yeah.
Kids are tricky and you'll never know everything. Absolutely.
True.
No, they're minors. It's not an invasion of privacy. My father was like that. This is one thing I do. My parents did not knock. And they did not allow you to lock doors. And so they wouldn't knock. I think that's so I knock.
We knock too, but they're not allowed to lock their doors.
My kid doesn't have a door that locks.
My youngest doesn't either.
I build stuff for a living, so I knew what knob to buy. I knew what knob to buy. My daughter's 39. I track her on Life 360. To be fair, my mom's in her 70s, and I have Life 360 on her phone. I think you have the right to have access to electronics as long as they're under age of 18. Otherwise, don't provide them. That is true. It's weird with me. I think because I didn't have any privacy as a child, I'm weird about it. With a girl that not things that don't happen to boys, but no, cut the chance. That is true too, and it's a different experience. I had a different experience than say Twin did over here. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So
there's something. Yeah.
That's why never have a decent relationship. If you're a kid who got away with things, the things to watch for. That's another thing. It's so different though. Like in today's world, like back in my day, we would skip school and stuff. And like you can't do that if you try today. They email your parents like before the class is even over, like your child was not at school today.
Exactly. 8:05, when I turn the attendance, it goes right to their parents.
Yeah.
Your child wasn't there.
Oh yeah. Immediately. That was supposed to say, otherwise don't give them electronics because it's not required. Absolutely. I raised my son old school in a lot of ways. Like he didn't have internet access till he was way older. Because I had Nintendo 64, I had a Sega, and he didn't even know all that other stuff existed. He loved Sonic. He loved all that stuff. And he's better at 007 than I am at GoldenEye. Technology has changed. Absolutely. My mother tried to invade my privacy in a relationship. She rides a motorcycle, and I worry about. I've been in many accidents. Those are valid concerns, Judy. Those are valid concerns. She's a great kid. My worries about others. I worry about that with my son too, as well. That's why I couldn't babysit the problem kid. Alibaba. I went back and forth between being the golden child and the problem kid.
See, even at school, we have an app called Go Guardian, and I can pull up everyone's computer onto my screen and see what they're doing. So I have rules or expectations, and I can shut down their tabs.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I see no reason for a kid, especially in grade school, to have a cell phone. My son didn't get a cell phone until recently. I was kind of weird about that too. But like, I was raised by Victorians. My father used to tell me a story about how his grandmother would always say if you got in a car and went over 30 miles an hour, you would go crazy. She was born in the 1800s. Like I was raised by old schoolers. Oh, I was a problem. Golden kid save. My daughter said they couldn't do things because I knew all the tricks. Gold knows I'm a militant when it comes to I am too in a lot of ways. When it comes to anti-censorship, there's that weird, like, I don't know. But again, I should have almost made my disclaimer. Like, because I was raised by such hard knock people, I'm weirdly bohemian and hard knock in the same sentence. There's a lot of stuff I slide and a lot of stuff I don't. Like school, you have to pass school. There's no left or right about that, up, down. You have to pass school. Oh, she will text me when she rides, and that's the only time we'll check in on her. Parents have to be proactive these days with all the electronic predators out there, and that's another thing. That's something that I've actually had to deal with. So I'm no joke when it comes to that. I am like no joke, but that's why I'm all up on my kids' phone. I know kids who lie to your face. Checking up on them doesn't help. Absolutely. I never ever touched a computer until after getting out of the U.S. Navy. And then finally in 1985, when I started college, computers scared me back then. You know what it was? In a lot of ways, I don't even know how to say this without sounding completely cliche. I miss my flip phone days. I was a free bird. Where's my patch? I miss I miss leaving the house and being like, I'll see you on Tuesday. And then not thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just having an adventure. And then you come back and you're like, hey, this is what happened to me, you know? Everyone parents their own way. We all hope we're doing the best. Like I said, we're facilitators. There was like, I only have one kid, and I made a ton of mistakes when he was younger. Like letting him drive a golf cart and take it through a chain link fence. My father looked at me and he's like, do you know how much this is going to cost? And I was like, no, sir, I don't. No, I don't. Even though I did. Oh, you can read her text. I didn't say that. They did. Also, I said they can read her text. They did. In all honesty, I know why you guys are scared and maybe overstepping, but just tread lightly. I am all up in my kid's business. But like I said, he's a saint compared. Like when I was that age, I thought I was an adult. I would pretend to be an adult. So he's the same. But let's check this machine. Oh, not sewing. All right, let's give it a chance. Okay, so this guy's gonna need some help. Let's see what the problem is. Let's try this again. And you know what? Because I'm a non-political channel, parenting is extremely political. And it's one of those funny things. I acknowledge the way I was raised, and I try to just not repeat the same mistakes. Perfect. All right, let's try that again. I think denim on the first run isn't a good thing either, but here, well, make it to an easier stitch. I was 12. I was a bad kid. Well, to make me, what is that?
Any guess for a cloak?
I'll have to look that up, Lone. I'll have to look that up. I just got introduced to the Inverness Cape. Is it called Inverness?
Inverness. Mm-hmm. Oh, I miss Shalom. Where are you, Shalom? When you watch this on replay, I'm asking for you.
Let's see. Okay. I will figure out what's wrong with this. I can get into any World War II Canadian, British, or American vehicle and make them go. You'd have a field day down where I live. You'd have a field day because people collect. It's in the Sisters from Dune Prophecy. I haven't watched that yet, but I do love the newer Dune. I own the movies. I liked it. I'm a geek who read the books 100 years ago. Embarking Cape is in the Sherlock Holmes Cape. You know what, Judy? I think that's my main problem. I need to figure out what's the main stitch on this thing. That's all.
I just sent you a picture of it.
Judy is 100% correct because I think it's on...
She's on it.
I think this is just stuck on something else. Okay, let's try it again. So the beautiful thing about troubleshooting sewing machines is that it's a very hit or miss thing. And with all the thread guides and everything, I could have missed something. My sister and I came up with our own coded language to get some privacy. We weren't doing anything bad, but we wanted some freaking privacy. Some machines need a cam to make them work. This, I think everything's automatic in this one, but we are going to find out. You know, there is a comment of some guy who's just tearing into me about having to thread a sewing machine, but he was right. I do thread a sewing machine with a foot down sometimes, and that is 100% wrong. And I almost did it again. But come on, if you're losing, like I don't know this person, his channel name or whatever is 1953 Child Star. Bruh, I have nothing for you but a hug. Because here in the House of Sewing, we're about love. Yeah. And if you have constructive criticism, I understand. And I am the Donnie Don't of sewing. Like, Shalom was like, oh, what is he doing with that serger? I sew like this. I sew like I'm driving a big old RTD bus. All right, come on.
Yeah, I remember when she was shocked. Absolutely.
Come on, Kenmore. Okay, it's doing something. It wants to sew.
I'm making an ugly face for this one. I don't know.
It wants to sew. If it was to thread the needle, sometimes it's which way you thread the needle. Absolutely. Absolutely. We're going to try it again. It was sewing. It was trying to sew it. Oh,
well, that's a nest and a half.
We call that bumble bunching.
Bumble bunching.
At least that's what my grandma used to call it. Here it is, but my thing is because I don't have room for a sewing machine. I needed an entire maxi dress for Renaissance Fest. That's awesome, Lone. That's awesome. That is a lot of sewing. That's awesome. All right. I'm going to try this one more time because we're not giving up. And then tomorrow I will have a cape. I will have my Fuchsia Cape done. What should I call the title?
Ollie says to oil underneath the feed dogs.
Oh, you're 100% correct. You are 100% correct.
Thanks, Ollie.
What should I call it? My so-called life in the fuchsia?
Mm.
Work in progress?
Yes. But I like it because like my so-called light, like future, like fuchsia, I get it. See, I'm stuck on raspberry for some weird reason. Maybe I bet the people have something. They can come up with something for you. If it's not feeding right, check for the compacted felt lint.
I knocked that out. That's like one of the number one reasons that people get rid of sewing machines, and it just needs a deep cleaning. 200 hours. Wow,
that's amazing. But Lone says raspberry I dream is nearly over. I like that.
Yeah, this is a universal. This is a universal bop, and I am going to remove everything real quick. That is a lot of knitting. Good grief. So what are we looking forward to in 2025, Coach? Come on, Coach.
Oh, my word. So another 365 days around the sun. I have a lot of projects that are happening. A lot of projects. Probably a little bit too much. I bit off a little bit too much, but can I really? I don't know. So, I'm looking forward to a couple vacations I have coming up. But
this summer, are you going to be singing the Chattahoochee song?
I'm not going to Tennessee.
I feel like I'm going to make it an official song of the House of Sewing 2020.
Well, I guess I'm leaving the House of Sewing in the world in 2025.
Whoa! Something hit me in the face.
You need like protective wear.
A long time ago, someone told me, "Oh, the needle broke and everything." Maybe the needle was threaded around.
That had been a needle. Wow. Are you safe?
I am walking, talking. I'm a OSHA walking, talking OSHA violation.
How many days has it been since you've been injured in the sewing room? 2 days for me. I got injured the other day. I'm not even going to tell you what I did. It was stupid. But
something happened where something fell. I'm going to take a deeper look at this later. Really, I was going to make the cape, but then I bought this, and this is number 50, so I had to check it out. My other computer's on the fritz today. So I was hoping this works, but it's okay.
Well, Lone, I hope you don't have to do that again this year. I'm sorry about that.
He's even saving his fabric stash. He gets attacked in there. That was legendary. I have to find that clip. You can hear the ping when the bagpipe hits my head. It made a literal sound like a baseball bat hitting something. It was ping when the bagpipe. Because as someone who owns bagpipes, you don't realize how heavy actual real bagpipe, like the actual pipes are. They're heavy.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I would assume so.
And so, because of that, I learned a lesson that day. I'm going to keep watching, won't be chatting. See when I will be back at it tomorrow in the middle of the evening. I hope everyone's around. You guys will probably be New Year's out, and I'll be sitting here waiting like this. Is it midnight yet?
I'll come on with like dark circles around my eyes going, it's 2:00 in the morning. Oh.
I wonder what fell off this machine. It's very plastic, whatever fell off.
I'd unplug it and then figure it out.
Yeah,
I
bagpie's
can
not.
just
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
no. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I'm gonna finish this cape off stream because I gotta clear the room. I gotta do my sewing and standing thing. Oh, it's gonna be strange. It's gonna be strange. But I'll be back at it tomorrow. It's not like I think I'm gonna do another triple shift this week. I'm gonna do another triple shift. Well,
Yeah.
I went on every day except for Thursday and Friday, basically.
And Sunday. You don't go on Sundays.
Try not to. But here we are. We made it. It's almost 2025. 50 sewing machines. Next year is going to be a big change. I'm looking forward to it. I am. I'm ready too. I'm ready.
All right. I can see it. You're energized. You're ready to go. And you still have 27 and a half hours to go. 26 and a half.
What you don't hear is the beep beep from the fabric truck backing up an 18-wheeler.
Oh, I have no doubt you have that.
I wish.
No, we already know.
Thank you so much for stopping by. Joyce, thank you so much.
Have a good night, Joyce.
Next year, 0 machine, 0 fabric purchases. I can do this. I'm sitting in the house of sewing. I can do this. Says every guy on the first day of rehab.
I'm just going to keep smiling. You're going to need
I'm going to get a wig, Model, a man's palette of fabric. I miss that guy. I guarantee you if I went, he would do like a be our guest dance. Like he would full Disney routine.
Now, you ready for this? You don't get to purchase anything, but you can get somebody to purchase stuff for you.
No, I'm going cold turkey. I'm going cold turkey. I'm throwing the whole cigarette box in the trash. I'm taking the cigars and I'm just dumping them in the trash. I'm going full cold turkey.
I believe you. I got you. I'm here for you. If it's 1 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, and you're like, Jess, I can't do this. I'm sweating.
No, I have a plan. I'm just gonna go eat a McMuffin and go back to bed. Saturdays. It'll give me more time to sew and do things. I literally live in a fabric store. All right. Well, I'll be back
I'm
at
always
it
looking for
tomorrow
loopholes.
I'll be back at it tomorrow night. I want to thank everybody who was here for the live stream. We're just hanging out, having fun. That's what it's about. Building community and having fun because life's too short to be petty. At least in a hate-filled direction. I hope everybody has a great night. I will be back at it tomorrow. So let me ask a question. Of course. Okay. Oh, no. Go ahead. Go ahead, Katie.
Go ahead, Katie. What are you going to say?
Thank you so much for stopping by, Judy. Thank you so much.
Have a great night.
Thank you so much for stopping by, Mona.
I've never ended the stream with her still on. I'm like, go, Mona. Oh, Mona, I got the bag today. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Yay! All right, Katie. Well, I will. I'll be around, and you'll be streaming tomorrow. So we'll see you then. I hope but seriously, I want to thank everybody who's still here. You guys make this channel what it is. I'm just some shrub who sews in his garage and loves making capes. So I sincerely thank everybody. So those of you who do my New Year's resolutions, how many of you stick to it and how many of you don't? I do not lie to myself. If there's one person I try not to fib to, that's myself. I try not to make New Year's resolutions.
No. I make a goal Resolutions don't work for me.
This year, I'm doing a life intervention. I consider my fabric and sewing machine habit excessive, so I'm doing a January intervention on myself. I
21
wouldn't.
days to create a habit.
I won't call it a resolution. It's me doing a full intervention on myself. Oh, that's a great question, though. You know, it's really funny. The thrift store that I got this near, the gym was packed. I barely found a parking space. I told my son, if we come back in 3 months, we could literally park front row here.
Anywhere. Just give it 6 weeks and everything will be cleared out.
Oh, absolutely, Alibaba. Absolutely. But seriously, thank you, everybody. I'll be back at it tomorrow night. And if I don't see you, Happy New Year. But I'll probably see everybody in the chat because I'm going to be home. I'm going to try not to be driving around too much. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. I hope everybody has a great evening. Thank you so much for stopping by. And like I always say, reinforce your seams, be yourself, and I will definitely see you next time. Bye.